Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Golf Express. Number 10. Respects, Phil Mickelson. Tiger Woods is the single reason Phil Mickelson was never able to attain the world #1 ranking in his Hall of Fame career, but Lefty doesn't hold that against Tiger. The pair remains friendly even though they're getting ready to face each other in a one-on-one, winner-take-all $9 million match this Thanksgiving weekend. Perhaps things will go alright at the big game and Phil finds his way onto the other half of his list. But for now, Woods and Mickelson are pals. They recently played around together when warming up for last month's Ryder Cup, and Phil even commented on how well Tiger was playing via his new Twitter account. Number 9. Doesn't VJ sing? The Tiger of today is by all accounts a lot more easy-going than he was in his younger days, whereas now you can find him sharing a laugh on the practice range with fellow golfers that wasn't the case prior to, say, 2009. Vijay Singh was the only player to usurp Tiger from the #1 ranking from 2000 to 2010, but the animosity began prior to Singh taking over the top spot in 2004. The incident that sparked controversy was at the 2000s President's Cup. Singh's caddy Paul Tesori wore a cap that read Tiger Who during the Pigeons match against Woods. Tiger didn't find it too humorous and proceeded to beat Singh 2-1. Number 8. Respects, Jim Furyk. The 2018 Ryder Cup captain of Team USA is the second player on the list today that Tiger would consider a friend. Jim Furyk had originally selected Tiger as an assistant captain, but the 2018 resurgence of Tiger forced Furyk's hand, and he ended up adding his old friend to the team as a competitor. The Europeans, of course, ended up stomping the Americans, and Tiger didn't help out his team much, as he was one of 3 American competitors who failed to register at least a point over the weekend. Going 0-4, Woods has historically been lackluster at the Ryder Cup, but 2018 was his weakest performance to date. Number 7. Doesn't Stephen Ames? The uber-competitive Tiger was his heart on his sleeve, and you could tell that he wasn't thrilled with the way he was hitting his drives leading up to the 2006 WGC Accenture Match Play Championship. Stephen Ames took note of this and even said so much to reporters in a lead-up to his match against Woods. Anything can happen, especially where he's hitting the ball, Ames said. Tiger proceeded to lay the boots to the Canada-born golfer, beating him 9-8. When asked about Ames's comment after the match, Woods had a simple to-the-point reply, 8-9. Can't really argue with the facts. Number 6. Respect Sean O'Hare. Sean O'Hare's familial struggles have been well documented. His relationship with his father was a complicated one, as he forced his son to turn pro at the age of 17, but not before signing a contract that guaranteed 10% of O'Hare's career earnings went straight to his pop. With that in mind, Woods had a bit of an ally in O'Hare, and when he went through his also well-documented family issues, they were friends before the unpleasantness, and while they didn't speak for a few years during Tiger's very low point just a few years ago, Woods always had an ally in O'Hare. Number 5. Doesn't Tom Watson? Golf is a game for gentlemen, and Tom Watson is basically the poster boy for proper golf. Watson has recently spoken on Tiger's resurgence, welcoming one of the all-time greats back into the fold after a long hiatus from golf supremacy, but he hasn't always been a fan of Woods based on comments made back in 2010. In an interview with CNN's Stan Grant, Watson said that Woods needed to treat the game with a little bit more respect. This was in reference to Tiger's old tendency to swear after a bad shot or even throw his club to the ground in frustration. Number 4. Respects, Fred Couples. I've never met a guy who dislikes Freddie Couples. He's just a likable guy, and Tiger Woods agrees. Couples was already in the twilight of his career when Woods burst into the scene, and he served as somewhat of a mentor to the young phenom. Couples has always publicly supported Woods, and he most recently spoke about Tiger at the 2018 Masters. Couples still plays in the tournament annually thanks to his lifetime exemption earned by winning the 1992 Green Jacket. Count Couples as another veteran golfer who is happy to see Tiger back at the top of his game. Number 3. Doesn't Rory Sabatini? Tiger has made it pretty clear that he dislikes it when fellow golfers talk smack about him to the media, and that's why South Africa's Rory Sabatini is stuck in Tiger's doghouse. Sabatini's ill-advised comments came back in 2007 when he mentioned that Tiger was at the time more beatable than he's ever been. Seems pretty harmless, but Tiger's a proud guy and wasn't going to just sit and listen to Sabatini call him out like that. He was quick to point out that he'd already won 3 times that year, which just so conveniently matched Sabatini's career total at the time. Checkmate Rory. Number 2. Respects Nota Bagai III. Of all of Tiger's friends on the list, Nota Bagai III is probably his oldest friend, and B3 actually has a pretty playful relationship with Woods, something that has eluded almost anyone else who's attempted as much. Bagai even gave Tiger the nickname Urkel back in their Stanford days. I simply can't see this being okay if, say, Sergio Garcia called him that. Woods and Bagai remain friends to this day, and Tiger usually makes an appearance at the latter's annual charity golf tournament. That's not a bad name to draw to your charity tournament, and the fact that Tiger goes out of his way to appear shows his admiration for NB3. Number 1. Doesn't Brandel Chambly. Brandel Chambly really knows how to run his mouth, something that is apparent pretty much every time you see him on the Golf Channel these days. He said some pretty outrageous things about the greatest golfer of all time, including just last August when he said that Tiger got the least out of his talent of any player in history. While we're not exactly sure how that's a quantifiable statement, doesn't it matter? I mean, Chambly won on the tour exactly 1 time, and it was the now defunct, often poorly attended Greater Vancouver Open back in 1998. Anything Chambly says about Woods is just noise, really. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.